How's the royal family? I pray that everyone is doing well. Well, my royal family, I feel so much better. Anybody that's new to the true royal family or true royal, I live in chronic pain, and sometimes I get these flare-ups, and I have to stop everything I'm doing and deal with my immediate situation. And then on top of that, I caught a head cold. And I was just zonked out. I could have did a video yesterday, but I wanted to have one more day where my voice sound powerful, because you can tell in people's voice when they're not well. So I appreciate the royal family, because sometimes I get bouts of these things, and I expect for all of us to take care of ourselves. And I'm talking directly to the queens more so. We have a tendency to sacrifice ourselves for our families, and to the point of ruining our health. I have read a number of articles that they say married men live longer because he's being taken care of. And I don't know where this came from, where we thought we work ourselves in the ground, and we are the nucleus of the house. So you're not doing your babies or your man any help. And any of our kings is doing this too. But I have a tendency to see throughout my life, the black women in my life would just be wore down physically and mentally. And when I caught that, I said, oh no, I got to break that cycle. But in our mind, we're thinking that we're being selfish. No. You know the analogy I always like to use when you are flying, and they said, you know, if it looks like an accident may happen or whatever may happen, to put the mask on the baby first. On yourself first. Well, naturally, a woman would have to undo that because she wants to save her baby. But you're no good to your baby if you're all out of breath. You know, get yourself situated. Then you can work with your baby. And when I first seen that, I got it immediately. And I was a child. And then having my own children, eventually that came back because I caught myself, you know, doing things that not taking care of our immediate situation. So I'm back on my grind, and I'm showing y'all here after you listen to this video, and I'll remind you in the end to come to my anchor, and you will see the title, America, we been sick of your nasty shit. Rant, rant, rant. Got about almost a half an hour of flames. So let's get into it, my royal family, and we're going to go on a journey. So this is the first time I ever heard of this black woman, Joanna Hayes. And I know some of y'all know, but some don't. And, you know, I do these videos strictly on emotions, and this struck a deep core with me. I felt this. And so she was what you would call Zoom bombed. I've witnessed that. I've witnessed that, and I even talked about that even on my anchor. So I'll just leave that right there. But you know, she got one of the ultimate nigga moments, and she feeling some kind of way, but she didn't deliver. We got, you know, it's like our music. You can feel our music. You could feel the passion. It penetrates your soul. I've often said my first love is music. But ultimately, who created the music my first love would be Yah and Yah only. So when I did my research on this, not knowing nothing about her and the position that she's in, when you get that far, and I don't consider this like you didn't arrive and this is it, you had to demonstrate something to the enemy that they felt comfortable enough to donate money and get you into the position that she is in now. It was something that she demonstrated. And like I was talking about the Amber Geiger case, you know, the judge came off sincere. Fooled me. You know, that coon, she couldn't contain that coon within thyself. And she buck danced all over that courtroom when we seen all that drama go down. And I said, lesson learned. You know, I'm not absolutely right, and some people don't want to admit when I got that wrong. I say that often. I even say that when I'm speaking, do my spiritual videos. Sometimes I'll go back and I'll be like, damn, I got that wrong. So I got to let the royal family know that I'm here to learn, even though I'm using my voice, which is one of the many gifts that the Creator blessed me with, and the royal family. The royal family raised me. So I can't execute any of this stuff if I wasn't brought up by the village. And I side-eye people like her. And now she's sick and tired. But what she's demonstrating, I didn't feel it. It's all about what I feel within thyself. So let's get a few people up to speed. And then I have 2 videos. I'm not reading nothing today. I want to just speak core, you know, and react. Because some of these videos I play, I choose not to listen to it so y'all can get my authentic reaction.
Congresswoman Joanna Hayes says it's time to start having some uncomfortable conversations about race.
Yeah, she is making that call today after being the victim of a racial attack on Zoom during a campaign event with Connecticut residents. Earlier today, I got to talk to her about that experience.
About 10 minutes in, someone asked a question and I started to answer it, and a voice came on and said, "Shut up," and used the N-word and kept repeating it.
Congresswoman Joanna Hayes speaking out and saying it's time for people to do more to end racism after she was the victim of a Zoom attack, repeatedly called the N-word during a community campaign meeting with constituents.
Another person started playing really loud music with the N-word on a loop, and we're struggling to get that person off. And then this happened. There was several people. There were about 4 different people on the call.
The freshman representative running for a second term to represent the 5th District wrote about the Monday night virtual attack in an op-ed saying, "I am tired, completely and utterly tired of seemingly having to face racism alone."
I'm tired of just not talking about it, of trying to put up a brave front so that you make other people feel comfortable who don't want to have conversations about race.
The Congresswoman believes the incident was a coordinated attack and posted screenshots of the comments left in the meeting's chat. "Shut up, N-word. Go pick your cotton," written over and over again. Quinnipiac University Assistant Sociology Professor Bianca
Let's stop for just a second. Bring that back slightly.
University Assistant Sociology Professor Bianca Gonzalez Sobrino says the incident, while horrific, is unfortunate. Quinnipiac University Assistant Sociology
have conversations about race.
The Congresswoman believes the incident was a coordinated attack and posted
11. In the Word, chaos, disorder, and judgment. Chaos, disorder, and judgment. 11 plus 6. What does that add up to, my royal family? 17. 17 in the word. Overcoming the enemy in a complete victory as we continue on.
Screenshots of the comments left in the meeting's chat. Shut up, N-word. Go pick your cotton. Written over and over again. Quinnipiac University Assistant Sociology Professor Bianca Gonzalez-Sobrino says the incident, while horrific, is unfortunately not new for communities of color as more racial violence makes its way online in the COVID era.
I often say that racism has different flavors, and if you look throughout history, it has looked different ways. And this is just a new version of the same problem we've lived with for hundreds of years.
Republican David X. Sullivan, one of Hayes' opponents, responded to the Zoom attack saying, quote, "It is appalling that a bigoted coward would direct insults at Congresswoman Hayes, interfere and disrupt a legitimate campaign activity, and besmirch the reputation of the good people of the 5th District of Connecticut." Congresswoman Hayes says this isn't the first time she's experienced something like this, but it is perhaps the most public, and it should serve as a call for everyone to make sure they're calling out racism, no matter what and no matter where.
I think I just have had enough. It just really is a call for everyone to take their own personal action, to be reflective, and to make sure that they're not fostering or operating in spaces where this is allowed to exist.
And we should point out that we reached out to Hayes' other opponent in this race, Bruce Walczak, for a response. We so far have not heard back. There are now investigations into this incident. Congresswoman Hayes says that 2 of the email addresses linked to the attack likely belong to real people. Her campaign has reported this incident to Capitol Police. The attack likely belonged to real people. Her campaign has reported this incident to Capitol Police. They are also reporting it to the FBI. The Congresswoman says that despite this
All right. I'm going to leave it right there, my royal family. Let me take this down real quick before we get into the other video in just a bit. So, what struck me about what she said was we need to talk. There ain't shit to talk about. At some point in life, when negativity that the royal family continue to deal with is ongoing, I know nothing else but the enemy's isms and their supporters trying to uphold it at all costs. Now this is at all costs to me right here. This woman just recently got over coronavirus. So you willing to kill yourself, literally, and get up on a platform. This is the first time I've seen this picture. Let's look at that close. You willing to kill yourself for these people behind you. They supporting you. Because whatever you did, they very comfortable. But it's to your detriment. So you have to realize, Miss Hayes, that the very system that you are so-called trying to uphold, as it quickly dies, literally, they are grasping for straws in this unquote war. My royal family, I cannot convey to you how dangerous the enemy will continue to be. There is a reason a clear reason, and many reasons, why our Father then touched the whole planet. And it's called Rona. And she ain't no fucking joke. I respect Rona. And what Rona want us to do is have as little contact as possible with the enemy, where we're forced to be home, which is the best thing in the world. Many families have reconnected. You can teach your children and know what your children are getting. And you know, they got some out there that about to go crazy. I don't give about them people. I'm talking about our own. We got some of our own fucked up like that. And in a war, I don't care how good a person is, bullets don't have no names on it in a war. So you can have the best of intent, and you can have your white flag waving to the enemy. I'm good, I'm decent. And before you can even get it all out, they done blew your fucking head off. Oh, I gotta keep it raw, my royal family, and uncut. Look what you see. Oh, it'll be more to see, more to disgust you. And now you still acting prim and proper, because you still afraid to offend these people. They getting disgusted with you. I'm talking directly to the coons, because you're not operating off of your true nature. So these people can come up and slap the shit out you, slap the shit out your children, and you're just gonna just be so poised when you speak. See, if I would have been up there speaking, I guarantee, and I'm not trying to be funny, I would have on that do-rag, you know, I would have it on my head, gangster style. I got to go find my husband's one of them big t-shirts, you know, because I got to be loose. You know, I'm in combat mode. I got my own work boots and shit. So what the fuck you want to talk about? So I can't be on mainstream TV. But you interview me, you going to get raw and uncut. These motherfuckers pulled this game on me. Oh, it'd be a whole bunch of cussing. And I'll be coming for your throat. I'll whoop your ass. All this prim and proper, that's how they designed it. And then the very people, system that's dying, they looking for you to uphold it. And also take the abuse that comes with it. We got some deranged folks out here. This ain't nothing new. So now you think you're speaking very profound about being sick and tired? Oh, I forgot to tell you, my royal family, I have a bonus video too. So, let's take this down. See if I can get it down. Let's see here. Let me refresh this thing. That might help. Oh, it don't want to come down. Okay. I'll just take this down because I was going to get into the next video. Oh, okay. There it is. Up. All right. My bad, my royal family. So let's not lose sight of this. Here, tested positive for coronavirus after visiting 3 urgent care centers. She out there, she just as dumb as Trump. It don't matter Republican or Democrat. She out there on the campaign trail. She wants to stay on that podium. Her ass got this shit. She know her ass was sick, but she's still out there campaigning. And her father stopped her in her tracks. She didn't learn anything. She didn't learn anything. So now we're going to watch this video. And there's some things that she said in here. I'm going to try my best to let this flow, because I like videos to flow, but every once in a while something just grabs me. Now, I did see this.
I can say that I'm shocked at what I'm about to tell you, but in these times that we live in right now, I'm not shocked at all, sadly. On Monday, Connecticut Congresswoman Joanna Hayes held a virtual town hall on Zoom. Hayes is a Democrat up for re-election in November, and she is Connecticut's first black congresswoman. A few minutes into the town hall, it was interrupted repeatedly by people shouting racist slurs. Here's part of it.
Why is Joanna Hayes a
Whoever just Zoom bombed us is the reason why it's so important that I win this election and that we continue to work hard. It's a process question. I'm sorry to the people of Newtown. I know that this is not reflective of the people in your community, and none of us support that type of behavior.
All right, I got to stop my royal family. What the fuck are you sorry about? You sorry? I hate that word. Sorry. I got a few words that you can't come around me talking about you sorry. Sorry for what? You was the one that was called a sack of niggas and a bunch of white folks. And you sorry that happened? Some of them very white folks is all enamored with you at this point, but that ain't gonna last long. They feel like that deep within their core. No, not necessarily deep, because they ain't deep. No, I'm gonna use deep. Yeah, I'm gonna use deep, because it's in their DNA. But you sorry because somebody disrespected you. You see how they get down? But you said that you was sick and tired. See, I'm about to call her out her name. You said you were sick and tired. You ain't talking right. You all did up too much for me. I wouldn't have no damn earrings, lipstick, fuck all of that. Put some Vaseline on my face. Fuck with me. There's how I look at war and people, mutual combat. There is no rules in my world as we continue on.
Back to the question about the Supreme Court. If we are talking about process, about
So Congresswoman Hayes says the attack lasted for 6 minutes, but that wasn't all of the racist insults. A screen grab of the Zoom group chat shows that someone posted the message, "Shut up, N-word, go pick your cotton." Congresswoman Hayes joins me now. I'm so sorry this happened. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me,
You
Don.
handled it very well, by the way, very professionally, and very grown up. So you remained so poised and calm throughout this incident, but what was going through your head during all of this?
All right, I'm having some problems here. Let's see what's going on. We in that retrograde phase. So let's refresh and see what we can get here. Okay, we're gonna try this again.
These times that we live in right now, I'm not shocked at all, simply. On Monday, Connecticut Congresswoman Joanna Hayes held a virtual town hall on Zoom. Hayes is a Democrat up for re-election in November, and she is Connecticut's first black congresswoman. A few minutes into the town hall, it was interrupted repeatedly by people shouting racist slurs. Here's part of it.
Why is Joanna Hayes a
Whoever just Zoom bombed us is the reason why it's so important that I win this election and that we continue to work hard. It's a process question. I'm sorry to the people of Newtown. I know that this is not reflective of the people in your community, and none of us support that type of behavior. Back to the question about the Supreme Court. If we are talking about process, about
So Congresswoman Hayes says the attack lasted for 6 minutes, but that wasn't all of the racist insults. A screen grab of the Zoom group chat shows that someone posted the message, "Shut up, N-word, go pick your cotton." Congresswoman Hayes joins me now. I'm so sorry this happened. Thank you for joining us.
You see that again? 11 on the bottom. Chaos, disorder, and judgment.
Thanks for having me,
You
Don.
handled it very well, by the way, very professionally, and very grown up. So you remained so poised and calm throughout this incident, but what was going through your head during all of this?
I mean, I think we've become so numb to it. I saw the people on the call, and they're all watching me to see what my next movement would be. So I just wanted to remain calm, just like you said.
You say that black women are expected to press on and just ignore this behavior. Talk to me more about that, because you saw the people. They were wondering what you were going to do. But tell me more about, you said black women have to press on.
Right, and I think that's why I penned the op-ed, because when I got off the call, I spent so much time making sure everyone else was okay. I called the moderator. I called the only other black woman who was on the call to make sure she was okay. And I just realized I'm tired of this.
Did you hear that? The only other black woman. You see what she on? You know, on my anchor, I made a mistake. I think I said that there was 3 minutes, but it was actually 3 minutes is long, but 6? Damn. That's a lifetime on the world of YouTube when it's some shit like this. I would have shut the whole shit down.
To balance, do I post this? Because everyone always says, well, you don't want to bring more oxygen to it. You don't want to keep talking about it. But I think that contributes to the problem. This is happening. You know, we have racism bubbling under the surface, and it's exhausting to be expected to always take the high road, to always show grace and poise when, like, we're these superhuman beings and we're not bothered by this. I've seen my colleagues, I've seen, you know, other black women just constantly attacked in their roles. And I just said, it's enough. It's not okay, and I'm not okay.
They were, the people you called, were they apologetic or receptive to what you were saying? I hope they were, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Okay. Everyone has been apologetic, receptive, and I recognize that what happened does not represent a large part of my community. Yeah. But I think the other part, Don, is I hear a lot about Zoom security, and this is happening on the internet, and people are emboldened. But this wasn't a question about Zoom security. These people registered for the meeting. They were sent the link. We didn't mute anyone because we wanted an open dialogue. So they didn't technically Zoom bomb. They were invited guests. Mm-hmm. The problem is they were spewing racist hate. That's the problem.
Listen, I've got to go, but quickly, have you found out who they are? Is there anything from police, any action?
Well, we reported it, and we haven't found out exactly who they are, but 2 of the email addresses were real and tracked back to real people, so I'm waiting to hear. But I just encourage everyone to call it out when they see it, to not allow people to talk like this in your circles, tell jokes, you know, put other people in positions where they have to take it on the chin and just smile through it. Yeah. It shouldn't just be left up to the people experiencing it to be the ones to call it out. Everyone should be doing that.
And she's, you know, she's absolutely right on that. But it's just, she don't come off genuine. She don't come off hurt or dejected. And I'm not saying that's the way she's supposed to come off. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that people have to say stuff to my liking. Don't get me wrong on that. It's more so of what I felt, and I talk about the nature of many things. But what pissed me off in this interview, there's certain things that Don Lemon will say to black folks who have been victimized, and it's like he trying to stir them, like, stay that way. He's getting a confirmation, like he's so-called our leadership, and basically he's saying in a subliminal way to stay in your place, and all this being poised and all of that. That doesn't take from your manhood or womanhood when one of these motherfuckers is out of line. I don't care what your title is, to hell with that. It's time to feel, so that shit that you on, Don Lemon, fuck you. Straight up. You do this shit all the time. You know what's going on. You try to come off like you can't stand Trump, and all of a sudden, he used to be, he was display his nastiness and hatred for the black race because he can't stand his damn self. Look at his lifestyle. Then I guess the feedback or whatever he was getting, he wasn't in favor with us, so he kind of half-assed do it. I don't trust him at all. At all. But I wanted to play that for the royal family. And now we're going to get into our bonus. Now, I love this queen. I truly, truly do. And I like this statement. Sometimes it seems like to tell the truth today is to run the risk of being killed. But if I fall, I'll fall 5 feet 4 inches forward in the fight for freedom. I'm not backing off. That is the spirit of our queen, Fannie Lou Hamer. This woman, I think she lived to her mid-50s. She was woe down. Woe down. She knew what she was dealing with, living in the deepest part of the South. Had the dog shit beat out of her. And they said ultimately that was what led to her death, because she had a lot of health issues after that horrific beating. Now, what I'm going to demonstrate to the royal family are true power.
The testimony before the Credentials Committee, the FDP had a lineup of very different people. They had Rita Schwerner, the widow of Mickey, who had been killed in Neshoba County. They had Martin Luther King. Everybody knew King.
The seating of the delegation from the Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party has political and moral significance far beyond the borders of Mississippi or the halls of this convention.
But the highlight of the testimony was that of Fannie Lou Hamer. The sharecropper who had been evicted from her plantation had come to symbolize the Mississippi movement.
Mr. Chairman, and to the Credentials Committee, it was the 31st of August in 1962 that 18 of us traveled 26 miles to the county courthouse in Indianola to try to register to become first-class citizens. He was met in Indianola by policemen.
The president, Lyndon Johnson, he's not afraid of Martin Luther King's testimony. He's afraid of Fannie Lou Hamer's testimony. And so he decides that the country should not see her testify live.
Johnson is in the White House, and he convened an impromptu press conference.
We will return to this scene in Atlantic City, but now we switch to the White House and NBC's Robert Goralski.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
On this day, 9 months ago,
He did it knowing that they would break away, thinking he might announce who his choice of vice president was going to be. Instead, he gets up there and he announces, get this, he announces that it's 9 months to the day since Governor Connolly, who was there, was shot along with President Kennedy. So he announced a 9-month anniversary. Everybody's scratching their heads.
thank you very much.
And then he leaves. And by that time, Fannie Lou Hamer's testimony was over. However, it backfired on Johnson because it became a story that she had been taken off television and in the news that night, and for days afterwards, they replayed her testimony.
I was carried to the county jail and put in the booking room. They left some of the people in the booking room and began to place us in cells.
She had Mississippi in her bones. Martin Luther King or the SNCC field secretaries, they couldn't do what Fannie Lou Hamer did. They couldn't be a sharecropper and express what it meant, right? And that's what Fannie Lou Hamer did.
And it wasn't too long before 3 white men came to my cell. One of these men was State Highway Patrol. He said, "We're going to make you wish you was dead."
Now, that is power for your ass. That the president was so afraid of our queen's voice, you know, so afraid. This woman been through hell, and she was at the point that she was at, she wasn't afraid to die. She was standing in her truth. And you can see it all over her being. You know, fuck everybody. You think Fannie Lou Hamer would have went through that stuff, operated like that the way this woman is, all this fake poise stuff? No, keep it core. Keep it real. Now, he the president. He could have easily had a drug out and all of that. He feared that shit. And this is the very thing that I've been talking about. We sitting up here in fear. We should be ashamed of ourselves. They done did everything to us. We all gonna die. But you just gonna let a motherfucker keep pissing on you and staying lock and step after you get the ultimate nigga moment. And then you saying you tired? This woman was tired 60 years plus ago. Only made it to her 50s. Whoa, down. So now you sick and tired. I mean, this, you know, It just makes me wonder. It just makes me wonder. She passed away in 1977, 59 years old. Now I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. You can't even begin. Look at this. Again, look what's all behind her. Look at that back row. got one there, you know, sprinkle a little bit of us there. That's what you upholding. Them women don't give a damn. You know black women can't stand a black woman. You know, your ass turned 30, you looking like a fucking prune. Older we get, the better we look. All you gotta do is take care of yourself. They running to get some damn plastic surgery on credit. You can't compete with us, mentally or physically. That's how shallow they get down. They just think because of their sheer existence that they are superior. No, you got me real fucked up. We are royalty, and I expect for us to stay our ass on the throne. I'm not asking you to do anything foolish, because I know what we are up against. But we need to be obedient, because our Father is fighting this war for us. We don't have to shoot one bullet if we stay obedient. But make sure, don't be foolish, make sure you're packing too. The one walk up on you. Do everything you have to do to protect your individual self and your family. They do theirs. But see, when we do that, then there's a problem. So you sick and tired. I have no more to say, my royal family. Come to Anchor. I'm trying my best to do more audios. And check out what I have here for about a half an hour that I could just go full throttle and let loose. I thank you, my royal family, for hanging in there with me when I have my moments. So, my royal family, render your voice with your beautiful divine words. And it's always, my royal family, I thank you for your love. I thank you for your support. And with that said, Ashe.